Let's go, baby. Let's go. What's going on, beautiful people? Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully I'm coming in pretty good. Man, oh man, oh man. So yeah, we're gonna be discussing some good things this evening. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat, if I'm coming in pretty good. If y'all can't hear me, also let me know so that way I can adjust the audio. Hopefully it's coming in not too muffled, not too high, not too loud. Everything is good. So, man, oh man, yeah, we're gonna be discussing surviving social audio. And for those that don't know, I'm Dro the Sound God. I'm a person that has been on social audio from Jump Street, right, since it came out. I'm a podcaster by day, live streamer by night, safety guy by day as well. So, but yeah, no, we're going to be discussing a couple of things, going through some of the apps, some of the stuff that has gone on in social audio, how it's progressed over the last 3.5 years, almost going on 4 years now. So it's definitely something that if you don't know what social audio is, it's definitely something to look into, because there's lots of cool things with social audio, lots of good stuff that can come out of social audio. But with that being said, yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you kind of gotta just not jump into it and think everything's gonna be a-okay. Not everything's gonna be the way that you want it to be. You got to go into it with an open mind, and just like any other social media platform, find your tribe, find the people that you rock with, the people and messages that you resonate with. Again, a lot of it has to deal with voice, right? Kind of like what we're doing here, minus the video, but there is some things that, finally have been incorporated, because again, video has been on the uptick, on the uprise for a very long while now. So why not incorporate video into some of these apps? Again, TikTok, Snapchat, all the other ones that utilize video. It's definitely something to just keep in mind, that as these apps progress, as these social audio apps start to grow, they're starting to incorporate more of the video aspect. So yeah, I got some good things, but before I do that, let me get some nice lo-fi vibes. I want to hear some lo-fi. So let's get some lo-fi vibes going. There we go. Hopefully y'all can hear that. It's not too loud, not too crazy. But no, man, how have y'all been? What have y'all been up to? How are y'all liking social audio? What do you like about social audio? For those that know what it is and have been a part of it, what don't you like about social audio? That's another thing, because again, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's not always going to be something that uh, is appealing. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Sometimes you get tired of being on any kind of social media. So let me know in the comment section what has been your good or bad opinions of social audio. How are you utilizing social audio and social media in a whole? So, but with that being said, I feel it's too loud. Y'all let me know. Is the music too loud? Let's see who we got coming in here. Bam, bam, bam. All right, cool. So, with that, we'll head over. Let me do this because I got some things. I got some things. So that we're gonna dive into. But what was your first social audio experience? Right, like I said, I've been on in social audio since the early Clubhouse days, right? And a lot of people think that was the inception of social audio, but you got to think further back. Social and audio, utilizing your voice. Again, podcasts were out there. Periscope was out there with the live, live video, live streaming. So, but when we talk about social audio, we're talking about, the medium to where you can be socially, but just by using your voice. You didn't have to come on camera. You just use your voice. So that's where social audio came. And I think that ended up coming when Clubhouse came around. So with Clubhouse happening in the height of the pandemic early on in 2020. What's going on, Green? Salute, brother. When Clubhouse ended up coming into the picture, I believe it was April of 2020, and then the height of the pandemic happened towards the latter half of the year. I think it really revolutionized networking and communicating with each other when it came out. So I got on January 2nd of 2021, right after all the invites. When I got on, it was still invite only. That's another thing, right? Some of these platforms are that are coming out are very beta. They are invite only, which is good because again, you bring your community. If you have a community, you're able to bring them over. You're able to bring people that you want to connect with. You send out certain invites, certain connections that you've gone and connected with along the way, and bring them over to a new app, which I think is great because when Clubhouse came, everybody was on lockdown, so it was a new way to get out there and communicate with each other. So, and it was invite only, which heightened the fear of missing out. That FOMO set in with a lot of people. And then I think the middle of 21 is when they really opened up the floodgates and let everybody in. So it was definitely an experience. Lots of great connections that I've had and been able to make on social audio, from Clubhouse to X Spaces over to Breakout. Let's see, what are some of the other ones? Fan Base, Speak Easy, Riff. Let's see, Station Head. That's another one that's pretty dope. Again, if you gotta figure out what suits you. Like I know Riff, Station Head, some of those platforms to where you can connect with audience. If you're an artist, you can put your music out there, so that way you'll be able to again get your streams up, right? What's going on, Jessica? How are you? Oh yeah, when it was Green Room, when Green Room came out, I was on that. So yeah, it's definitely been a ride when it comes to social audio. All the ins and outs, all the people that have come through and let it go. So yeah, I'm doing good. How you feeling about it? How you feeling? I'm cooling. I'm cooling. We're just talking social audio. We're just talking to see, and I'm fixing to dive into some of the social audio stuff. So I'm actually going to share my screen so that way we can actually do kind of like a deep dive. But I definitely want to know in the comment section. Y'all let me know, what was your first initial insight, experience to social audio? And I named it Surviving Social Audio because, again, yeah, exactly. Surviving social audio. Because, again, like I said, it's not going to be all peaches and cream. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be some shit that goes down. I don't know if I would have put this comment up there, Green, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. That's when I was watching Chris Bivens. Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. See, and a lot of us have been on these. If you've been in social audio, a lot of these, some of the people that are in here now have been on all these platforms. So I think it's cool to see people how they've, when they started in social audio and then how they've grown, how they've progressed. I know Green's fixing to open up a podcast studio. He has, some other things that he has going on in the works. So shout out Green 610. In the building. So, but now let's dive into, I'm just gonna do this right here. Let's go. All right. So with this, right? So don't mind my screen. Don't look at everything. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff out there, but what I really want to dive into is what's going on, Big Purr. Not the little one. Twitter Spaces was one of the first ones for you, then Clubhouse briefly, now Air Chat, okay, and Chatter. Gotcha. Yeah, hold that thought right there with the Chatter. We definitely gonna tap into that. Appreciate you, my boy. Definitely appreciate you, but yeah, we're definitely gonna tap into it. But so for those that don't know what social audio is, right? If you're new to social audio, anything that you're on, you can go to, say, Twitter Spaces. You can go to Clubhouse. You can go to Chatter, Air Chat. There's a couple other ones. I think Speak Easy is still around. Fanbase is another one that's been kind of on the radar and on the up and up. Lots of promotion over there. But let's just dive into good old Clubhouse. Fireside. Let's see what's going on with Clubhouse. Let's see what kind of rooms this is. So this is not the layout that we used to have, right? So if you look, it's kind of like a big, I think they made them kind of like voice memos, like a big voice mailbox for everybody. This was not the OG Clubhouse that, we once grew to love and know. But one of the things about this is some of the rooms that you go into on Clubhouse. Again, surviving Clubhouse. If you've never been on Clubhouse, right? We call it reading the room. So when you read the room, oh man, this is going to be fun because, again, surviving social audio. When you read the room, again, right? Like, let's just take some of these rooms that we got going on right now. Let's see. Let me scroll down to the bottom, see what we got. I don't want to hop in there because they might be saying something or. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy in these streets, in these Clubhouse streets. See, like all of these right here are just like voice memos. So what you're seeing on the screen right now, just straight voice memos right? You have this button right here that you can press, right? If you wanted to leave a voice message to anybody, or, start a conversation, start kind of like a thread. So you would, hold this, ask your friends a question, ask the generic public a question, and then people would answer you. And then, as those answers start coming in, well, then you can maybe start a room with that topic of what you asked them, and then kind of get a good conversation going. So before the UI change in Clubhouse, what we ended up doing, we had, you would have rooms that you would start, and then you had your clubs, right, which were great because, like-minded individuals joined the club. You were able to, build a community out of that club, um, and just kind of like, I know we built a great community over there. The podcasting morning chat, which is now ran by Mark Ronick over there on Clubhouse, does a great job every morning, with the podcasting morning chat. Has a whole, turned it into a whole podcast. But that, believe it or not, started out as just, I think we started one Sunday morning. We called it Podcasting, Coffee, and Networking, or something along those lines. And we had the room going. Again, mind you, this is the pandemic. People couldn't go out. And we had that room open for a good 6-7 hours. There were some 24-hour rooms that went on Clubhouse. So, but with Clubhouse came some very great things out of Clubhouse. When it first started, the Lion King production, right? They ended up doing a whole remake. And mind you, this is all audio. So just think, if you're going to see the Lion King live on stage, right? That's how it would sound, but on the phone, right? So we all had our headphones in. There was people that had, good high quality microphones, some good production, scripted it out. And definitely it was a great production. So when I say there's opportunity in social audio, there's definitely opportunity, and it's a new medium. And I don't want to say new, but it's something that has emerged from your traditional text based and audio based, and kind of put together this great thing that we call social audio. So Green said that Clubhouse was definitely better before the update. I agree. It was definitely a lot better before the update. Um, you know, a couple of updates ago, before they merged the entire, you know, making voice memos and whatnot. You had your clubs. You can see all the rooms. Now it's, you have to. It's through connection, through your friends, like the rooms that you go in, you see via the people that you're following, and I think, kind of watered it down. And again, Clubhouse had a very big valuation when they came onto the scene. I think it was like a 4 billion valuation. So with that, I mean, they did the production of Lion King. They ended up doing a second production. Now, mind you, it wasn't Clubhouse, like the owners, the people that worked at Clubhouse. It was the actual users, right? Some of the content creators ended up putting together this production called The Lion King, and then they did Aladdin. I think where Clubhouse ended up dropping the ball is when the creator program, when they rolled out or tried to roll out the creator program. I don't think it was very successful, because again, there was an uprise in content creation that was happening on there. And I think that, they kind of picked, I wouldn't say their favorites, but after they did pick them and gave them, some some funds, some stuff to continue the content creation process, to continue to grow and maybe, cultivate a community. What ended up happening is that was the last that we heard of it. So, a failed creator program, you really have to look at the big picture of things when you're talking creators, right? What genre of creator, what kind of content is this, person or these people creating? How can it be scalable, right? Because that's another thing, right? Because if you're just doing the same content, you're, day in and day out, it's not scalable, right? Recycled content, yes, great. We can recycle things. We can turn it into, smaller short form to springboard to the long form. Awesome. But if it's the same repetitive content, it's not going anywhere. People get tired of it. All the same stories, all the same, and I'm treading lightly with what I'm saying. Because again, we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of it. But yeah, no, it's definitely Clubhouse has definitely been one. And if those that have been on Spaces, Spaces has been another good one. I think that, let me see, let me switch back over here real quick. So I think Spaces has definitely elevated a lot now that they've incorporated some of the video. Now that they have, really up up the ante on the Spaces, but sometimes they still sound like, and again, Elon Musk, if you're listening to me, I'm live streaming on your platform, brother. I believe in the platform, but you need to fix the audio in Spaces. There's no reason why we have Spaces that are dropping. There is no reason why we have a down tier in audio on such a great app, right? An everything app. Got to fix that. Got to fix the audio. Um, Green said Spaces is definitely top tier. It is. It definitely is. And again, the spaces that you go into, the people that you rock with, that you associate with, that you network with, if they're hosting spaces, jump in there, jump on stage. And again, you don't always have to jump on stage. You don't always have to speak, but at least go support the people that you rock with, that you resonate with. Learn something in the process. I definitely have learned a whole hell of a lot out of these social audio spaces. So I encourage anybody that has not been into a social audio space, into an X space, on Clubhouse, onto any of the other platforms, do it. Make an account, do it. You'll be surprised on what kind of people are on there, especially if it's a app that's already been established, kind of like Clubhouse, and some of the newer apps that have come out. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But I think the biggest thing for me is being open to going in and supporting other creators. And then also, don't be afraid to open up a space. So you open up a space and have 2 or 3 people in there. Perfectly fine. That's how you build, right? If you can't build, again, the masses will come. You have something to give away. You have a voice to use. You have a course that you want to, maybe offer. There's all kinds of ways to use social audio. And I think, again, me being a podcaster, I think social audio is not taking over the podcasting scene. I think you can utilize social audio to springboard people to your podcast, right? You have some of the rooms on some of the topics that you might be doing. Maybe you released an episode and you can review the episode with some of your audience in the social audio room. And then with social audio rooms, other people, new people come around, and then you'll be able to, hey, go check out the podcast. Hey, go check out, my Instagram, or, go check out my tracks on Spotify if you're an artist, right? I know the one thing with X that I have really liked is the communities, being able to be a part of so many different communities, being able to build some of the communities I think it is real important because again, community helps you um, grow as a person, but it also encourages you to cultivate that community, continue to be engaged, continue to be interactive with the people um, that you have inside the community. So I think start up a community, right? Even if it's based around your podcast, whatever it is, or whatever you got going on, start a community. Start building community. So yeah, nah, definitely. Y'all let me know what else y'all got. What other things? What bad stuff has happened in social audio? Now, oh man, this right here, surviving social audio. Not all creators in social audio are creators. Okay, some of them uh, are what do we call um, their career storytellers, their career and not saying storytelling is a great career, like, and just to put it out there, I'm creating a story myself. It's going to be an audio drama. It's going to be in the form of a podcast. So hopefully y'all be able to tap in. If you do any voice acting or want to do any voice acting, hit me up. Let me know. I definitely need a couple of more lead roles and a couple of supporting roles. So yeah, we'll be doing some reads here, some table reads here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, doing big things, and I'm putting it out there. It's gonna make $1 million. Watch, just you watch. It's gonna make $1 million. But no, some of the creators, again, tread lightly with where you put your energy, right? And I say that because some of these social audio spaces can be toxic. Point blank, period. Like I said in the beginning, not everything is going to be, you know, sunshine and rainbows. Everybody's getting along. No, there's going to be differences of opinion. There's going to be opposing views. There's going to be people that don't like each other for XYZ, right? And in social audio, right, there's a saying that says that says and has been brought up, let the content. But with that being said, right, if you're gonna let the content, make it entertaining, make it tasteful. When it starts getting disrespectful, when it starts getting to a point where people are getting doxxed, that happens a lot on social audio and on all social media platforms. But when people are, starting to bring kids into it, spouses into it, family members, right, threatening to, oh, I'm gonna pull up, and just be mindful of where you put your energy. And again, some of it is entertaining. If you're in the audience and you're listening, and that it's not, going that far, that it's, again, read the room, see what you like. If you don't like that type of stuff, remove yourself, leave quietly. Don't have to announce that you're leaving, but yeah, just be mindful of some of those crazy crash out toxic rooms, right? um it can get kind of hectic. The people that are involved can sometimes, it spills over into the audience, right? So just be mindful. Just be mindful what social audio rooms you end up uh going into. But let's see. We'll head back over here. Um, let's see. All right, now we're over in X, right? So if you're looking at your spaces, right, you can go to your profile, right? And you should have the place where it says spaces and be able to see all the trending spaces. Now, if you're searching for a certain space, you would type that in there and go look. So let's see. Oh, look at that. X Got Talent, Friday, live music, open mic, karaoke. Year 3. They've been doing it for 3 years. Episode 1. So if you mind you, X Spaces came shortly after Clubhouse, or right around that November, December time frame. So they've been doing it for just as long as Clubhouse. Let's see what else. What we got? What else? Oh, look at that. Shoot Your Shot Fridays. 296 people in there, right? Go in there, shoot your shot. That's what you're into. See, there's all kinds of social audio for everybody. Let's see. World News in an Hour. Now I know over on X there's lots of Web3 spaces, lots of crypto spaces. If you're into crypto, I know on Clubhouse when I first got on, there was definitely lots of crypto rooms, lots of real estate rooms. There was definitely a lot of COVID-19 vaxxed, unvaxxed conversations. So yeah, I mean the list goes on and on to where you can find something that you are going into that you would want to see. What's going on, G-Lo? Good to see you, brother. Yes, sir. Tap the screen and make a broadcaster gleam. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I mean, spaces is, if you've been in spaces, if you open up a space, right? And for those that don't know, and for that catch the replay and they've never been on spaces, for my YouTube and my Twitch people, right? If you've never been on X Spaces, let's see. We'll start a space, right? So when you go create a space, okay, it's going to bring you to this screen right here. So you type your title and whatever you want your title to be, right? Now, mind you, this is a little trick that people who've never been on social audio or who very new to the social audio, right? Usually you want to have a title that is going to be thought-provoking, have a title that's going to be engaging in a sense. So usually ask a question. If you've been doing it for a while and people rock with you regardless, you just want to see how many people come in, have, a small space, name it what you want. Usually, I do Dro on the Air, right? Because that's the, my DJ show. And let's see, Friday chats. Okay. Bam. And what's cool about this portion of it, for those that don't know, the topics, right? What topics? You can get 3 topics put in here. So, we can go from what's trending inside the spaces: crypto, soccer, K-pop, NFTs, investing, of course, reality TV, right? Who doesn't like reality TV? Sociology, Premier League, digital creators. I usually do digital creator just because everybody that's in the metaverse, that's here on all these apps, is a digital creator, some form, fashion. If you're wanting to do entertainment and that's that's what you like doing, you would click that. Let's see. If you want to do the Real Housewives of Dallas, let's see. Music. Yep. If you're music, hip hop, let's go. So yeah, max of three topics. Kangaroo boxing, I like it. So then you would end up clicking that. You have the option to record your space. Some people don't like it recorded, right? But if it's not recorded and it's a live space and there's some jewels and gems, good information, good conversation, you have a good dialogue with the people that you bring on stage, as soon as you end that, that is over with. It goes bye-bye, right? It's on Elon's servers, but you definitely want to uh you want to record, because then you can utilize that recording future. You can chop it up, turn it into some clips, right? Turn it into some shorts, some TikToks, go put it out there, for everybody to see. Yep. Record everything. Gotta record. Press the record button. And again, the way utilizing your recorded, right? A lot of people don't like. And again, if you can't record your space, right, then after that's done, you can't ever go back to it to get some of that convo. So I say record it. And then, like I said, some of these, being able to enable video is very cool, right? Now that you can share video and see the people in real time, I think that plays a big portion in it too, right? You get around these little PFP pictures, right? But once you go live or once you get on camera, we can see the person behind the microphone. We can see the person, put a face to the voice. So I highly encourage maybe doing that once or twice, not all the time, because again, you're out and about. Sometimes, again, video consumes a lot of resources on your phone. But if you don't have to come on video, but try it once in a while. And then also what I like about Spaces, and this is cool, because if you have a podcast and you are doing a podcast on Spaces, on social audio, it has been done and can be done. The ability to schedule it out, right? So we can put this for, let's see, next Wednesday, right? And I usually run mine at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So then you would just hit schedule, right? Bam. Joe on the air, Friday chats. Right? So yeah. So yeah. Quick, easy. It's not hard. I'm just gonna cancel that space. But yeah, so whenever you are in social audio, see, and I like what they do here now and what X has done, to where, at first you had to actually scroll and figure out who was live, but now they put all the lives up front, right? So being able to have the lives up front and then scroll over and see who's in a space. So yeah, I mean, let me see if the audio is going to come through. I think it should. Maybe. Hopefully. Let's see. Let's go into karaoke night. Yep. Exactly, Gilo. My good spaces on my DAW and then put them on Spotify for later. Exactly. So when you save those spaces, when you record those spaces, any social audio that you end up recording, and it's good enough to be a podcast, you can turn it into a podcast, put it on Spotify, and just let it sit there. And, again, if it's engaging, if it has good topics, good conversation, right, you can push people to go listen. Hey, don't forget to go check out my podcast over on Spotify. Give them the name, they go. And then what's cool about podcasts is a lot of times it can be evergreen content. It just sits there, right? And then as you continue to build your content out, as you continue to do, your social audio thing in some of these spaces, you can generate revenue from your podcast. So I think that is also something that people, jumping into social audio don't realize, that there's a way to make passive income. There's a way to make income with what you're doing, right? If you're doing social audio as your full-time job, right, then why not turn it into a podcast, put it out there on YouTube, on TikTok, right, for people to see and then come find you on where you're at. So, but yeah, let me see if I can get the audio coming in. Let's see. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Can y'all hear that? Y'all tell me. You're gonna go. I know. Hey. Good karaoke. Can y'all hear the karaoke coming in? And the days surround your daylight there. Seasons crying, no despair. Alligator lizards in the air. Hey. In the air. See? See, and then you just scroll down and see who people in there. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear the karaoke going on? Let me know. I'm assuming y'all can, because it's coming through my board. So yeah, I can hear it. I can hear the audio. Good. So I just wanted to go in and see. But again, see, so that it's quick and easy when we're talking social audio right there. Nice. That's a good one right there. Have a freelance agreement, non-compensation clause on all the speakers if I use them on Spotify. If they don't sign it, I edit them out of the spaces audio. And see, that's right there. That is forward thinking when you're talking social audio. Because again, they're doing people that, are inside your space. We're communicating, we're having a conversation, but this is a great thing. So all the speakers at the end of that, you can go back and listen and figure out who was all in your space on that recording and send this to them. So that way, again, it's a freelance agreement saying you are willingly to be on this recording, without having to be any kind of compensated for it or anything like that. They can come back to you and, this happened out of your space. Well, no, you agreed to be in the space. You were in the space. We were talking. It was recorded. So, but I like that. I definitely like that. Appreciate that, G-Lo. But yeah, so, and let me put this back on, get the vibes going back. But no, what has been your experience? I really want to know, what has been your experience in social audio? Has it been good? Has it been bad? Have you had any challenges? I think, with such a, and again, I don't want to reference it as a new medium, but with the new medium, how have you utilized it, like in your business, in your content creation? Hell, I remember when I got on the Clubhouse, we a group of guys, me and two other dudes ended up starting a podcast. And this was early 2021, where we got together. There was a lot of, and as anywhere on any social media platform, there was a lot of snake oil salesmen out there, right? We don't like those, because again, if you are out there trying to get over on somebody, if you're out there trying to, fatten your pockets off the backs of other people, off the, the strength of people that, may find you, like knowledgeable in a sense. You have the gift of gab, but you're not really saying anything. We found a lot of that happening over on Clubhouse. So what we ended up doing, we started a podcast, right? And mind you, there was a lot of snake oil salesmen when it came to podcasting. Some people were giving very false information. Some people were giving regurgitated information that they learned from other people, right? And calling it their own, like they were the experts. So, you know, as a podcaster and, being around other podcasters, we ended up getting together. And again, like I said, the podcasting morning chat was, blessed out of that. We brought that to fruition, but we had something called Real Talk Podcasting. And that's what we did. We talked the real shit that happens, right? Audio, the tech, the software that we were using, how to get better audio in social audio, all these things. And again, we were having rooms on it early on Clubhouse. We would talk, via the podcast, and that would come out, every week. And it just, we even called out some of the snake oil salesmen that were doing it. So, and then they slowly started to trickle away and knew that we were on to them. And again, Real Talk Podcasting. And what was crazy about Real Talk Podcasting was RTP were the initials of all of our first name, Roman, Tanner, and Pedro. So it was kind of cool to think about it that way. But it was definitely something fun for those that are watching this, catching the replay, that know it was definitely fun and interesting when we did that. Gilo said he's only had four spaces audio recording on Spotify, so really haven't used it, but helps to protect our company from someone claiming they owe their owed compensation. Definitely, I agree. And I personally don't prefer social audio versus live streaming or podcast. My man, I agree. Yes, they're good to use, but the live streaming, kind of like what we're doing now, and then the podcasting, right? Putting it up, going through and editing the audio, putting your intro, putting your outro, adding your ad spots. I think all that, and then putting out something that's produced in a podcast. Excellent. So, but social audio, you can use it to springboard people over to your podcast. You can have, conversations, say, around tech, and then on your podcast, you may be interviewing somebody in the tech space. You may be talking tech like more in depth. And hey, I give you a little bit here. Go check out some more my long form content over on the podcast. Yes, I agree. Spaces like having a party at your house with a bunch of guests you don't know. It's cool for a minute, but after a while, you start to like intimate conversations. I like that. No, man. So I've had some bad experiences with social audio. I'm not gonna lie. It's not been always great. There's been some shit that's gone down on social audio. And there's been some crazy stuff that I've been around and listened to. There's some, families that have been broken up because of social audio. There's been some relationships that have been formed, believe it or not, off of social audio, like full-blown relationships, married with kids now, off of social audio. So it's right. You have to kind of weigh the scales a little bit, right? So what could possibly happen, but excuse me. But I will say, not everybody's bad. A select few Um, but again, where do you want to go? Where do you want to invest your time? What is it that you want to see? What is it that you want your name to be a part of? Because mind you, again, we have a digital footprint when we go into these spaces. You have a digital footprint when we're talking on these social audio platforms, when we're live streaming, right? There is a digital footprint. So, again, if it's something that's, crazy, people getting doxxed, photos of people getting leaked, it's happened. But you don't want to be in those spaces. So, what's going on? Polly, what up, brother? Long time no see, my dude. I see you've been going strong over there on the lives. Yeah. Shout out to the bad boy crew here on X. Good people. But no, man, I definitely think, be wary of where you go. Be mindful of how you interact in some of those stages, especially if you don't know anybody and you raise your hand to get up on stage, right? They pull you up. Listen to the conversation, right? Don't just jump on stage to center yourself, to, be the loudest person in the room. Listen so that way you can respond and be interactive in the conversation, right? If you go into like some of these big spaces, again, sometimes they play favorites. Sometimes it's only going to be the people that they know or people that they rock with. And that's okay. Sit there and listen. If you don't have anything to say, just listen, take notes, get what you can out of it, move on to the next room. Right. So, oh man, I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, no doubt. I'm glad I was able to help you. So that way that live stream, I've been seeing that every time I hop on X in the morning. Yep, Polly got the live stream open. 24-hour programming. Ain't that what it was, Polly? So, but no, I mean it's social audio and surviving social audio, right? Don't be afraid to go to war, right? For your name. Don't be afraid to tell somebody, about themselves on social audio. If they start to, go sideways, go left. So, oh, not 24 hours yet. All right. Got you. But, when you do go in there, just the biggest thing, don't tolerate any kind of disrespect, right? We're all human, right? We all have different attitudes and tempers and shit that's going on in our lives, right? So you don't know what somebody else on the other side of that phone is going through, right? So again, treat everybody with respect. When it starts to get out of hand and you feel like your name, your business, your company, your family or whatnot starts to get slandered on, you got to draw the line in the sand somewhere. So, and I say do it early, and then that's why some of these apps have a block feature. Block. Get the people that you don't resonate with, right? Block them. If they're not for you, they're not helping you elevate and continue to grow. Hey, it's okay. Maybe they're not for you for this season. They maybe were you for for last season, but that's neither here nor there. So we talked about Clubhouse, talked about Spaces, touched on fan base a little bit, Green Room, Fireside. Fireside had a entire new overhaul from when I went on and was on there. But Fireside is Fallon Fatimi and Mark Cuban's platform, right? So let's just go check this bad boy out right now. We get y'all over to the scene. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Green room, fireside. Yep. You ain't never been on green room, Polly? You were never on fireside? So, fireside, believe it or not, we're fixing to hop up in there.
Joining us, I appreciate it.
So it's crazy. You have like these live,
quite pricey
in a sense.
So a Rosso, do you know anything about wines?
Very little.
I
have very cheap wine.
I'm gonna put it on mute real quick. But yeah, so these are like the lives that are happening. You can actually come over here, and here is what the app looks like. So this right here, you know, what's going on tomorrow at 11:30, and these are, for the most part, highly produced shows. There were some people that were running shows over there. I know what's his name, Chris, who does said Green Room is no more. Green Room is no longer there. They have did away with Green Room, but you can definitely download Fireside. Test it out. But yeah, no, so this is what's going on. They give you, you know, continue watching things that you've watched and seen. All right. What's trending? All right. Who's trending? Some of the creators on there. So again, join the network. They got a couple of networks that are there. The Steve Harvey Network is there. The Elevate Book Club. The Black Swan Network. All right. So again, lots of people, lots of, you know, eyes on this app. Mark Cuban has his stuff going on there. He goes live. He talks about business. I think he talks about tech sometimes. So yeah, I mean, you go in here and let's see. So here's mine. Throw the sound guide. So I got a couple of rooms that I participated in, some highlights, some stuff that I was involved in. So yeah, you would have to sign in to your network and whatnot, launch a network if you wanted to. So yeah, it's just another social audio app that is there. You know, again, it's crazy. LinkedIn has had their own. Blue Sky had their kind of social audio thing going, right? So this is, in a sense, a competitor to, I wouldn't say competitor, but a competitor to X. But again, this right here is pretty cool. They had Blue Sky had a social audio. They were hooking it up kind of like what Clubhouse was. So that's, but it slowly went away. They didn't like it anymore. Riff was another good one that incorporated video. Riff incorporated the ability to curate a playlist natively inside the app via Apple Music or Spotify. And then what was cool about that is if you were an artist that had music on those platforms, you were able to put your songs or your playlist in rotation. And so what would happen is every time you would open up a space, and say you had 50 people inside that room, inside that space, that counted 50 streams to whatever song was playing. So it helped the artist. It was more artist centric. It was more for, you know, the music industry, the indie artists, the people that, you know, had some, and they had some people over there. Soulja Boy was over there for a little bit. I know Money Man was over there for a while as well. Again, getting the streams up. They would have big rooms, people, 5, 6, 700 people, 1,000 people inside these rooms. And then what was cool about Riff as well is, kind of like on TikTok where you had the gifts that you can give to people. They incorporated that inside there. So if you liked a creator, you were able to gift them right away, and then you were able to kind of, monetize in a sense that way as well. So I think I like that aspect of Riff. Riff is no more. They went bye-bye. They went away. Don't know if they'll come back yet. If they'll come back, it was definitely a dope platform while I was on it. Another cool thing is they incorporated the video aspect, right? You were able to get on video. You were able to cam up, and so say you were doing like a live, say music review. You can come on camera, have your board and whatnot hooked up, do the music review right there live, and it was natively inside the app. That I think was pretty dope. So, but we're fixing to go in here. This is the new one. This is the new app, right? This is the new app, and it's down there in the bottom right. If y'all can see it, it's called Chatter. Now, Chatter has a good UI. It definitely has a great UI. They give you kind of like what X does with communities. These are the communities, right? Now, mind you, well, I'm on my profile. So you can go to the communities. You start them up. They're called channels over here. So you can start your channel based on whatever you want, right? And again, this is where you build. This is where somebody is able to see what you have going on. You have different channels, right? I have my X Factor FM network. That's the the podcasting, broadcasting, live streaming network. Then I have the podcast and live streams and beyond. This is where we go talk to people about podcasts, live stream, and then Just Vibes. That's where I DJ and host some cool audio spaces with music spaces. So what they got also, just so that way you can kind of see the video. Let's see if I can get this. I'm gonna join the room. Let's see.
Ow!
Let's see.
Nice.
So, as you can see, they are watching and screen sharing a movie, right? While everybody's inside the audience. So this is pretty cool, right? That you can screen share as well as come on camera, right? So if you wanted to, you can hit this button and you see where it says FaceTime camera or screen share. Yeah, you'd be able to screen share and say you got something playing, you're teaching something, right? Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. I like it. The UI, the UX is definitely good. It's invite only right now. It's definitely one that needs to, it's giving the old school Clubhouse nostalgic vibes, right? Early on, good rooms, lots of a couple of bugs that need to be fixed, but overall experience over there has been pretty good. Now, mind you, there has been some drama already happening on that app. But pause. Yeah, pause. Oh, Polly. But no, there again, with any app, like I've been saying, with any app, right? You have some drama that's already started, right? The owner of the app is yeah, it's called Chatter. It's called Chatter. It's available on the App Store, but it's invite only, so you can go. Yeah. That's what it's called. It's called Chatter. That's the name of it. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, right there, bottom right, you can see it. It's called Chatter. So yeah, it's in the App Store, both on iOS and I think Android. It's coming. Oh, you have it already. There you go, Polly. See, what you're waiting for. You need an invite to get in, right? So, they're keeping it invite only because it's only in public beta right now. I think there's a total of I think they've had like 10,000 downloads so far, but only like 2,500 people more or less have gotten on. Because again, there's a big wait list to bring people on onboarding. They're still working out some of the bugs with the audio and the visual and the syncing and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things, one of them apps that has a good feel to it. The UI, the UX is definitely good. The audio quality is it's immaculate. I would say that. And again, it's hard for me to say that an app has immaculate audio quality, but that one does. Kind of like Clubhouse does. Clubhouse has, top-notch spatial audio when it comes to some of the audio rooms. So I think it's right along those lines of that. I like the fact that you can get on camera again, and I think they allow 8 people to get on camera, 8 to 10. I think there's going to be like a pro version with the app. So again, this is long down the roadmap stuff that that they have talked about briefly. But if you want to test it out, again, some people say I'm not downloading another app, and that's okay. That's cool. I get that. But why not see if you can bring some of your community over, and maybe get to know a new community, a new crowd that might resonate with what you got going on, right? Don't want to spread yourself thin, but also omnipresence, to be able to reach the masses with whatever message that you might have. I think that's good. So yeah, surviving social audio. Let's see. Do you see what I see? Tempting. It's tempting to go. Should I do it? Y'all let me know in the chat. Should I do it? Should I go? Oh, look at this. We can go into the DJ room. Let's see what we got. See, now mind you, and you see these E's, you look at the E on the right next to how many speakers and whatnot. Yeah. So the E, if you know that your content is not going to be suitable for, for work, it's going to be a lot of cussing, a lot of banter back and forth that, again, somebody coming on that may be in a business setting, you just label it as explicit, and that way people are notified before they go in there. So, again, enter at your own risk, right? So let me see. Should we do it? Should we do it? Gives you a warning. Yeah. So they have these cool spotlights. So they spotlight the creators that are on here. Karaoke night, Medellin After Dark, Night Adventures, the First Chatter, TGIF party, debate, right? Live from the Democratic National Convention, African Women's Day. So moments we haven't gotten yet, and then the only channel that's up in the channels is Chatter HQ. So again, here's the channels that you have. You put a description on all your channels that you're able to do. Again, I got my X Factor FM network, got my Just Vibes Lounge, right? So, but yeah, so that is Chatter. It's definitely has been a cool app to first private beta and now public beta test. It's definitely has some potential. It looks cool. Again, it's not an everything app, but I will say that it has pretty much everything. It'll definitely be a great utility app to be able to utilize for what you got going on. If you're a content creator, if you're a business owner that wants to start running some type of content, education. If you're a teacher or coach, you can do all kinds of things there. And I think there's going to be like a side of the Chatter app that will be more tailored to the business side of things, the entrepreneurs, the coaches, the mentors, and it'll be on that side, not so much the content creation, but being able to put your business on there. So yeah, monetization I think is coming here in the next month and a half, something like that. So yeah, you ran down somebody in his space. Oh, Polly. Yeah. But yeah, no, if y'all want to get into Chatter, if you want to try it out, test it out, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Definitely will be getting some more invites. So if I'm able to bring you on and let you test it out, try it out, just let me know. I would definitely do that. So, but with that being said, again, surviving social audio, be mindful of where you put your energy in social audio, who you hang around with. Be very, very careful with, some of the things that go on in, some of the spaces, right? Again, don't put yourself around any kind of doxing, any kind of, exposing, put yourself in a predicament that, again, could tarnish your brand, your company, your business, your name. But at the same time, all right, read the room, read the social audio room when you go into these spaces, when you're transitioning from Twitter spaces to Clubhouse, from Clubhouse to Chatter, from Chatter to fan base, right? All the different platforms that are out there. All the crowds are different. All the people are not the same. So figure out what's going on in the room before you raise your hand to speak. Figure out what's going on in the conversation and where you can jump in to add. But yeah, no, definitely surviving social audio. There may be a part 2. There may be a part 2 coming to this. A little more deep dive into some of the things. But for now, we are fixing to get out of here. I greatly appreciate everybody that tapped in. G-Lo, Polly, Green 610, Jessica, greatly appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm fixing to get out of here. I have to work in the morning. I got some other things I got to do, some editing that I have to get done. And then the social audio drama coming soon from your boy, Dro, the Sound God. If y'all wanted to do any kind of voice acting, looking into, maybe taking a lead role or supporting role, please let me know. I should have it scripted out. Should have it done scripted out, like I said, the end of August, and then hopefully have the first 3 to 5 episodes fully published by mid-September. So yeah, it's definitely going to be something amazing, and eventually it's going to make $1 million. I'm putting that out into the world, sprinkling that out there. $1 million is coming, telling you. And what I want to happen and what is going to happen is after the first season, this is going to be 10 episodes in this season. After the first season is coming to an end, we'll start working on the second season. But the second season, the voice actors, the people part of the production team, will now be paid. It'll be a paid gig. So looking for those that if you know anybody that wants to test it out, wants to try it out, wants to get into any kind of voiceover, let me know. Shoot them my way. Greatly appreciate y'all. But with that being said, we are gone. We are out of here.